that I have who would like to be a vet. He is 16, 17 years old. He has a gift with animals. Today, we're going to talk about these tips because I just spoke about this with him when I met with him last Friday. First of all, in case you don't know who I am, my name is Eva Getz. My students call me Miss Eva or Miss G. I'm the founder of College Advising Boutique, and for almost 2 decades, oh my gosh, 18, 19 years, I've helped over 1,200 students get accepted into top colleges, Yale, Duke, Brown, all UCs, Cal Poly, etc. I do this through a 3-phase strategy, which I'll go over in a second, sassy essays, and we go above and beyond. College admissions will take you seriously. They know you, etc. So we'll go into that in a second. I've also featured on universities.com. I speak monthly at events nationwide. I have an event, which I'll talk about at the end in Coronado. And I'm also coming out with a book this coming winter about college admission secrets. First of all, what are the 3 phases? And this relates to potentially becoming a vet. Why? Because we need to figure out, why do you even want to become a vet? And can you potentially look at your major with thinking about 3 to 5 different avenues in mind? How do we figure out our major? Well, we look at what our passions are. We write in our notebook our top 5, 10 ideas that come up. If you have a lot of ideas, awesome. Write them all down. You have 25 ideas, 30 ideas. And then go back and circle what are the actual top 3 to 5 that you would actually love doing 10 days straight, a year straight, which would super, super excite you. Also take a personalities test, 16personalities.com, free avenue. It's free. Don't be paying for anything. And that's a really great avenue for you to explore more about who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses, or things you need to work on. And then also career fit. Does your personality, do your dreams, do your natural capabilities and what you want to learn and where you want to succeed, does that relate to the career avenue you want to do, and also the lifestyle? People often think about, I want to be a doctor, but they don't think about, oh, I don't want to wear a pager all the time. I don't want to be away from family. I don't want to necessarily be, over here in the hospital at 2 a.m. I want to be able to sit at home. So whatever, sleep, obviously, we need sleep. Another thing for the 3 phases is really standing out and building a standout story. And I'll go into this about vets specifically. What are the activities, leadership avenues, service you can be doing? You really stand out for a 4-year college, which is the first avenue, whether you transfer from a community college, you do 2 or 3 years, and then you transfer to a college. Sorry, I'm thinking about if you take community college classes earlier, then you can, and when you're in high school, then you can go and into the university and maybe you take less time. And then, sorry, I'm trying to keep track of time, and this thing is so annoying. I was thinking 3 phases would be fun, and it's annoying because this moon phase. And then planning and executing, creating a winning application strategy. That is the final one, and readability, and really an awesome strategy. So that's what I do. Let's get back to your why. Why vet school? Well, we don't just choose why vet school. We don't just choose just one major. It's possible you've wanted to be a vet since you were born, right? You were born with loving dogs and loving kitties, and you just have a natural tendency with horses. That is awesome. But people typically change their major 3 to 5 times. I want to make sure that instead of you going to college and thinking you're going to be a vet, and then you take all these hard anatomy, bio, all these courses that are really, really tough, and you just aren't a great fit, or you find you just don't really enjoy it, well, then what next? So we want to make sure that we take courses that help align you to a major that has, like I said, the 3 to 5 majors, just in case you change. I have a different slide about plan B. Well, we're talking about plan B now, just in case, or plan C. For example, why vet school? You also want to be a nurse, a doctor, something in the medical field, something with animals. It's not a surgeon, it's something else. These are cool things for you to be exploring in this phase 1 exploration phase. Figure out your personality and figure out your natural gifts. Once you have an idea, I have an idea about these top 3 to 5. Now I'm going to prove it with courses. And the courses are you excelling. You're taking honors, you're taking EP, you're taking community college courses. And let me show you something you can do in high school right now. These are actually cheaper than a lot of community college classes. I just went to Udemy and I typed in something about pets, right? I want to learn what are all the avenues I can do pets. Now, you don't get college credit for these, right? But if you were to shadow a vet, guess what? Don't you think they would be very, very impressed if your resume at 16, 17, 18 said something about, hey, I am pet CPR advanced. That's cool. Or I have this avenue about reptiles and I have experience with this. If you had even 1 to 5 of these courses, look at this, chickens, guinea pigs, bake your own cat treats. That is cool. You could probably go to 20 different vets, bake your own cat treats, and be like, hey, I just wanted to give these to you. It's Easter, it's the holidays, it's a present. Here's my resume also. Obviously keep it professional. You're dressed, super supreme. But that would be super impressive. I want you to take a look at all of these. You can also look on the far left. You can see pet care, you can see pet business, etc. You can look at the video duration. And then also I chose 4.5 and above because I only want what has been rated ideally as the best ones because I don't got time to waste, right? Another way to stand out other than these courses are Coursera ones. It doesn't look like I have this. Let me bring that up. Oh my gosh, y'all, look at this. Look at those cute little puppies. Oh my gosh, I love their little noses. They're so cute. You can see over here, pet care training, pet courses, something about, you can even type in vet, see what you can find. This one I found earlier. University of Edinburgh Edinburgh, as the Scottish would say. I totally butcher that. Sorry. It's a very well-known university. UC Davis, super well-known. This is more personal trainer. I don't know how much that would help you, but these two, and of course Duke, taking these two classes, oh my gosh, you put that on your resume, and then every time you reach out to a vet about something, you could be like, and I just finished taking this course on dog emotion. Did you know it aligns with your research in yada yada, right? So you're connecting it, and you can use ChatGPT. Let's get back to this. Present. Okay, so we figured out our why. Now what? And we figured out how to excel. We're taking courses above and beyond. If we're taking anatomy and bio, we're taking AP and honors, and we're going really above and beyond. We're connecting with the professors. We are there after school. We're there during lunch. We're making sure that we are creating a study schedule every Tuesday, Thursday. We're stuck in the library studying Khan Academy or YouTube, just selling. You are becoming the top 1% of students in there. It is not easy. You can do it. I don't care if you have to take the class 5 times. You can do this, right? Now we're figuring out everything that relates to what they're looking for in vet school avenues. Now, if you're again 16, 17, you're thinking about this for college, what are all the majors and schools and colleges that actually have a pre-vet program? UPenn is a perfect example, UC Davis as well, because then it's a sister program and you can leapfrog. You obviously have to apply. You don't necessarily get a guarantee in, but it is nice because you could go talk to someone right there on campus. You're there anyway, and you take one of their intro courses, and then they also teach some of the advanced stuff to the medical world. I'm not positive that's true. I'm just giving you an example. Every school is different. All professors are different, etc. Figure out what does it entail for you to apply to a college that has a pre-vet program. Do you need to probably take your general educational requirements? You could do that at community college. You could do that while you're in high school. You could take some of those intro to bio and anatomy and stuff courses. And then what are the upper divisions that are for sure what they want to see in vet school? Don't be just taking courses, right? You have a direction, you have a focus. How do we help you really stand out, whether it's for the college? I'm not going to talk too much about vet school. That's a whole different program. But let's just say you want to show the college, I already know I want to become a vet. You have an awesome undergrad and pre-vet program, right? Which might be 2 different programs right there, including the third, the vet school. What are things you can do? Number 1, volunteer. So you've worked at the SPCA before, or different, cat shelters or doggy shelters, or I think there's even a puppy. You can go see puppies and they run up to you and you can give them treats. And it's different if you're participating playing versus you are cleaning the towels, cleaning the poop. Where are you going above and beyond so you can gain hours that will actually be helpful and building relationships? So you want all that for experience. Newsletters. I say this because I'm constantly shocked that people don't try and build their brand early, and it could be behind the scenes, but you could build a YouTube where you don't even show yourself, and you could just talk about, hey, today's dog, did you know that this dog is typically more intelligent because they love to shepherd sheep, or whatever it is. You can become an expert in the field and niche you want to do now, and all you have to do is just do a little research. You have a podcast and you interview 100 vets and 2 say yes, and then their friends say yes, and then their friends, and they're going to be on that graduation committee and they already have built a relationship with you. They see you go above and beyond. You're a phenomenal candidate, right? There's a lot of things for you to help stand out in being able to apply to undergrad and even, grad programs as well. And it's you really doing something different. Everyone donates food, right? Everyone tutors kids. What can you do that really benefits communities? Can you create a nonprofit that helps? I don't know. We have endangered species. Is there an endangered species that you'd be able to help somehow? Or can you partner with them and lead projects and become a leader in that? You don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel. But what colleges want to see is you can be a leader. And that's really awesome because you write an essay later about leadership or a challenge. You can develop your own club. Oops, sorry. It looks like I did not proofread the slide. And proofread your essays. You can develop a club that can focus on endangered. It could relate, some of these can all be related. You could have guest speakers come to college once a month. You can be the president. Again, we're looking for you being a leader or co-leader, but what looks better is the leader. You are the president. You are the founder. You created this nonprofit. You created this club. You can have your friends and things help you out and support, and someone has the dog club, someone has the cat club, whatever, but you need to show leadership. In reference to associations, I'm going to show you some quick examples because there's a ton of vet associations. If you're in California, I just typed in California. What are all the vet associations that you can start volunteering for? They need volunteers. Maybe they don't quite need it, right this second. But look over here. If I just looked up San Diego County Vet Medical Association and I have events, how cool is this? Look, they have a conference about liver and pancreatic diseases. How cool is that? Or this fall, they're going to have this and this. You can contact them. Sometimes you can look at, contact us. Call them, say, hey, I want to be a future vet. I am 16, 17 years old. Can I volunteer? And they'll probably be, a little early, or we're busy, or we would love to have you. You can find out who's going to be speaking. You can offer to do their social media, right? So there's a lot of different ways for you to be able to stand out. I have no idea where the rest of my picture went, but there we go. Those are different associations. I hope you're able to see that screen. Just look up vet seminar, vet medical events, right? How to apply to vet school events. Look at all this stuff so you can start just getting obsessed about this potential major. I know it's just one, but I think it'd be really cool. And then finally, you can shadow 20 vets as well. I just put 20. You could reach out to 100, like I said, and then it might end up just being 2. But we really want you to stand out. Now, in reference to those extracurricular activities I was just talking about, less is more. You do not need 50. I know how many did I put here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know I said 10. Choose one at first, right? You're just going to focus on a nonprofit, which is also a club and business. The nonprofit has the people come speak, right? So they all work together. This really works for a variety of majors. Doesn't just have to be in this vet route, but that's what we're talking about today. Choosing 1 to 3, less is more. You do not need to do 10. And double check, depending on which colleges that you're thinking about, contact the admission advisors, right? Contact UC Davis, contact UC Santa Barbara, contact Duke University, UPenn, and start figuring out what are some of the top trends of current students that have been accepted this past year and last year. What are they really looking for? They might say holistic, but does holistic mean a lot of shadowing experience, right? And then also you want to make sure that you are applying, obviously you're by your senior year. I had one student graduate early and we were helping her last year, which is really cool. But anyway, double check all deadlines. Ideally, you are prepping at least 2 years before. Now, I know that's hard to hear, but it is so helpful. If you're thinking of vet school, hopefully it's due tomorrow, right? We want to make sure that you are giving yourself enough time because there are essays that need to be able to stand out, etc. And then from there, try and keep all my videos under 20 minutes because it gets long. What is plan B? Well, just in case the field is competitive, like I said, and we change the major 2 to 3 times, figure out what your coursework aligns with. Hygienist work, right? Oh, wow, I took anatomy, I took bio. I could be a hygienist. I could be done in 2 years. I'm giving you an example. It's also a competitive program, but that might be a really great thing that aligns also. Think about plan B, plan C, just in case, because you never know. You might think you're going to apply and you don't get in for 2 or 3. So you have to prepare for that. What can you do in the meantime? You can be a vet tech and you can work and gain hours. You really want to be open to that possibility, and then also building your network. Right? We're building our network through these associations, through our own nonprofit, our own club, our podcast, our newsletter, our YouTube. We are learning exactly what we want to learn, right? This is for our exciting future. Why not get pumped about it and start becoming an expert in it early? Now, you don't get that overnight. You want to be open to learning, but building the relationships, networking, and potentially going through one outlet. It could be a book, right? Hey, this book is I interviewed 50 vets. Here's what I learned. And no one even has to see your face if you don't want to share that, etc. I promised I would talk about speaking opportunities in July. I will be speaking in Coronado. I'm super excited, and it's all about personal statement essays. If you are a freshman, sophomore, junior, soon to be senior, if you are a parent, please come. Feel free to reach out to me. Here's all my contact information. Oh, in North County. We'll also be in North County in the fall. We probably won't be talking about personal essays. I'm not quite sure. We might be UC essays because the personal insight questions come out also August 1st. Let me know. Please schedule your free consultation. I am here to help you. Where do you go? You go to College Advising Boutique. Choose a great time that works for you. I give everyone 20 minutes. I can currently do that. I don't know if I'll be able to do that next year. So please take advantage and book with me, ask questions, connect with me on Instagram. I'm there every single day. Just DM me a question. I'd be happy to share. And if you have any other questions, feel free to come on YouTube. And thank you so much for your time. I hope you all have a great night.